What's up, you guys? I'm Chibi Joe, and I'm here with another comic book review. And today we're reading Absolute Batman, issue number 1. And it is so much better than I thought it was going to be. My visual of Batman is of the multi-millionaire, if not multi-billionaire, Bruce Wayne. And Absolute Batman turns that all around, where he lives on Crime Alley. His mom is a social worker. His dad was a teacher. Like, he's not high-class America. And I did not think I was going to like it, but I listened to Comics Explained's review, and I went, you know what? I want to talk about it, so I've read all 3 issues that are available, and I gotta say, I love it. He trains at Waylon Jones, also known as Killer Croc. He trains at Waylon Jones's gym. He's best friends with Harvey Dent, Edward Nygma. He is good friends with Selena Kyle. They're like childhood friends. And I'm talking a lot about the future issues in this beginning, just to kind of give you guys what you'll be expecting this week. I'm also thinking about lowering my 5 reviews a week to 3 reviews a week, just because I'm also doing a bunch of other recordings throughout the 3 days I'm off work. So I'm trying to kind of give myself a little bit of leeway and a little bit of sanity to keep to myself. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about Absolute Batman issue number 1. And it starts off at the zoo. And Bruce, of course, is looking at the bat exhibit, because what else would a future Batman have to look at other than bats? The teacher says, hey, Bruce, we'll look at the bats later. We're not going to be there for right now. Bruce is slightly disappointed, goes on with the other things. And then we switch the scenes to present day. And a motorcycle is riding around, and our narrator, who we don't know who it is yet, but our narrator is talking about how much he loved Gotham and how much it's been a long time since he's been at Gotham, and that things are changed. It doesn't have the heart and soul it had. It was beating and burning last time he was here, and it's just not there anymore. He takes off the helmet, and it is Alfred Pennyworth, looking very different than we're used to him. He has a full beard. He is a lot more grizzled and a lot more scarred than we're used to seeing the faithful butler of Bruce Wayne. Alfred Pennyworth is a mercenary sent here to investigate the strange gang activity in Gotham, specifically the party animals. And throughout this intro, you learn a little bit more. He has a daughter that he has a terrible relationship with. Like, he tries to message her and she just says, F off, essentially. But he goes by and there's one specific tea shop. It's the only tea shop that sells the tea he likes. And when he walks back out, his motorcycle that he rode in on is gone. And he just goes, I hate Gotham. He goes into the gym, and this guy is like hiding himself up. You find out that he has a date tonight, and then Bruce walks up. He says, sorry, Bruce, I didn't know you were coming in. I'm hyping up for my date. And he said, love is in the air. You know, good luck. So then Bruce is going in, and we're sent back to the zoo. And at the zoo, they start talking about this lion, and he's like, what makes this lion so special? And Bruce answers and goes, he has the life. He gets meals every day handed to him. Gets all the sun he wants. Sounds pretty good. And his dad says, well, jokes aside, and then goes on to explain that the lion's a majestic creature and all of that. And then they hear the gunfire. And then we're sent back to the present day, and he punches the bag so hard that the bag rips and all of the sand just falls all over the ground. And this Bruce Wayne is huge, by the way. Like, he is massive. Like, oh my gosh, what are they putting in this man's beef? Like, he is huge and strong. So then Waylon comes out holding a crocodile and a snake. And he goes, yeah, I got these from Oz, meaning the penguin. And Bruce is like, come on, Waylon, you gotta be careful around Oswald. Like, Cops are looking at him. You don't want that kind of trouble. And he's like, whatever, like, no big deal. Besides, Oswald looks after us. Here, how about this? When this is what you owe me for the punching bag, and here's what you owe me for the sand. And he's like, sand? The sand comes in the bag. And Waylon's like, yeah, but the cleanup. Cleanup's gonna take me a while. So he says, hey, I'm gonna come to poker tonight. I got Harvey and Eddie's gonna be there. Like, you should come too. And he's like, nah, I got stuff to do. Waylon says, whatever, suit yourself. If you get a hold, if you hear from Selena, let us know. And we're sent back to Alfred. Alfred's getting the rundown of the party animals. He also gets told that there's another player going after the party animals, and that even though he cannot engage with the gang members, he can engage with this extra factor due to him possibly getting in the way of the investigation. He goes, all right, whatever. We go to a boat, and on the boat is Maroni and Falcone. Both are huge players in the crime world of Gotham. And they meet this guy with a dome for, like, the top of his head, and then, like, a skull mask at the bottom. And this is Black Mask. This is this universe's version of Black Mask. And he is the leader of the party animals. And they get in talking, and both of the crime bosses are like, you got to give us respect. We've been here since forever. For over 100 years, we've been running this place. So you have to give us respect. So he goes, you know what that is behind you? And they're like, no. He's like, that's a death mask. And he's going through, and I collect them. That's Gandhi, and that's, George Washington, and goes on and talks about, like, what they're made out of. And then he's like, and that's Falcone, that's your brother. Maroni, that's your cousin. And this is the rest of your family. You'll make nice additions. And kills them both. I read that and I went, oh, well, okay then. We go to City Hall, and everyone is angry at Mayor Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon is not the commissioner in this universe. He is the mayor of Gotham City, and no one's happy with him. Bullock is the commissioner, and he's like, y'all need to be quiet. We're doing the best we can. And Jim Gordon is reiterating, yeah, we are doing all that we can do. And one person says, I want our old mayor back. And Waylon was like, he was a crook. Like, we don't want a crook for our mayor. Yeah, but he was tough. We weren't dealing with anything. And another one's like, I used to walk to my business every day, and now I can't because I'm terrified of being killed. Because that's what the party animals are doing. They're slaughtering indiscriminately. Doesn't matter if you're another gang or not. You're a target. This person, this assistant to Jim, says we can do, like, they're doing all that they can, but we can also assist. We can also step in and fight against the party animals. It doesn't just have to be Jim and his administration and the GCPD. About that time, the party animals break in. Alfred is up top. He's watching the scene from above. And he's like, come on, there's going to be innocent people who are killed. And his handler is like, do not engage. So party animals break in. They try to kill Jim. They hit him. His daughter, Barbara's a cop. She sees that he's been shot. He said, get everyone out of here. When she goes to get everyone out, she sees the Batman. And all he says is, no matter what you hear, do not open this door. She obliges. She closes the door, and then probably one of the most brutal ass kickings in comic book history happen that I have personally read. And again, this Batman is huge. Like, scary big. Like, Ultimate Hulk may not be able to win against this Batman. He is, like, throwing people into walls that are like tens of feet away. He's using his cape. His cape has like hooks that he can also use to throw people even further. Like, he throws one into like an upper window of a apartment building. Just a brutal ass kicking. And Alfred is like, okay, you got flair, I'll give you that. You're really good and precise, but you're doing this also to give them a show. You know, you're breaking the leg in such a way that it makes a loud crack so everybody hears it. You're grabbing someone's arm and breaking it over your knee for that visual. So he takes out like the initial guys up top, and there's all of these other party animals going up the stairs. And he's like, all right, big guy, what can you really do? And then it's just, he grabs onto the ears of his mask and pulls out 2 knives. And he throws them into this guy's shoulders and then just goes ham on them. And he's like, you know, your knife work is amazing. You're missing the arteries by just enough not to kill. You're strong, crazy strong, but you're also smart. And like just all these compliments to the absolute Batman. And goes to the bottom, and there's this party animal with a cleaver. He says, do you know how many people I've chopped up with this? You're just going to be another one. And Batman just says, okay. He takes a little rod and he puts it on the logo, which is a giant square with the little bat head on top. Attaches the rod, and now it's a battle axe. And chops the man's hand off that was holding the cleaver. And he says, the hospital is down the road to the north. Or maybe it's east. I don't really remember, but I'd run if I were you. They could possibly reattach it. And then screams at everyone else, unless you want to end up like that, you need to get out of my way. So they all start running, and Alfred's like, okay, you're pretty smart, but if I was doing it, I would have laid out a trap, and Batman hits a button, and just this huge explosion happens, like knocking out and probably killing a couple of the party animals, and Alfred's like, okay, you've earned my respect. So the handler's like, take out the Batman. You know, take out this intruder. So he aims his shotgun, his prized shotgun. The back of his head. This is the sound of a DC-34 automatic shotgun engaging. This will blow your brains out before you even blink. Batman Spartan kicks him away, takes his gun, says, sounds dangerous, and then disappears. So then the immediate next page, he knows that it's Bruce Wayne. And he's like, it's really hard not to notice. You know, you worked in the water company, you worked with sanitation, you worked at the power plants. You also got like top of your class and, you know, mechanic engineering and criminal psychology and just all of these things. You were a star athlete, but then mysteriously you mysteriously got an injury, but I think you faked that injury. That way you could disappear. And you were training for this moment. This is what you wanted this whole time. You wanted this. But now I've got you. And he sneaks in. Unfortunately for Alfred Pennyworth, Bruce Wayne already knew he was showing up. He came in, pointed the shotgun at Alfred, and said, Alfred's like, you're not a killer. Batman shot him, threw his shotgun to the ground after shooting Alfred in the face, throws his shotgun to the ground, and drives off. Alfred is really pissed. He's like, you stole my bike, you ruined my shotgun and made it non-lethal, and now you stole my bike again. And that's the end of the first issue. Is Batman leaves, and Alfred just kind of goes, okay. And then there's also an epilogue. There is an epilogue after the ending advertisements that comic books have. It's these 2 pilots. And Alfred's like, gets told by the handler, oh yeah, by the way, that guy you were tracking for the last 5 years, we lost him in Manila, in the Philippines. Don't know where he's at, but he's in the wind. And Alfred says, well, all right, great. the guy I was hunting in France who killed, Henry Ducati. I can't remember right offhand. Murdered him, murdered the League of Assassins, and now he's in the wind. So these two pilots are flying, and he's like, so just sir, no Mr. whatever, whatever? And he said, nope, and even if you did, they're all fake. I guess if you're like one of the 30th richest people on the planet, you could just kind of go by whatever you want. No, think he'll be my friend? Don't even joke about that. He never laughs at anything. That's why he's known as the Joker. And that's the end. So I'm really excited to see where things go from here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with issue number 2.